students, today I am going to explain one of the interesting topic in the physics, and this topic is the moment. And there are some tough points in these topics, and today I try to explain all these tough points. And one of them question is this: we have that beam and there's a pivot in each picture. You see this is a fixed point and our beams turns around this pivot, and there's a force on the both sides, and there's a distance, and we know that moment is equal to force multiply distance, and this distance, it must be from the force until the pivot. If in the question you see the pivot, it means that you will apply these equations. Okay, now question is that which beams rotate clockwise? This is the one of them confusing questions for the students, because all the time it's difficult to detect for them which direction it will be, clockwise or anti-clockwise. There's a rule here in this type of questions. If they ask that clockwise direction, here must be this rule, the sum of the moments, okay, in left side, it must be less than sum of the moments in right side. So now let's apply to these rules to our beams. Okay, this is our pivot. Okay, this sides, this is our pivot. There is a two force on both sides, and they gave you distance. Now we must calculate the moment for both sides. For this side, 4 times 2, it will be 8 Newton meter. For this side, it will be 4 Newton meter. So now we will check our rule. Left side must be less than right side. So here left side is bigger than right side. So the answer is not the P. Move to the second beam. Now 2 times 4, according to this equation, it will be 8 Newton meter. And here 5 times 2, 10 Newton meter. So right side moment, it's bigger than left side, so beam Q, it will be rotate to clockwise direction, but here it will be anti-clockwise direction. Okay, now R, it will 1.5 multiply to 3 Newton meter. For these sides, 4 Newton meters. So again, right side moment, it's bigger than left side, so also this beam, it will rotate to clockwise direction. Now I'm going to explain our second question. Okay, in the second question, again we have a beam, and firstly we must find that where is our pivot, and they gave that pivot in the beginning of that beam. Okay, we find it, and we have two forces here, weight and this force, and they gave you all the distance. One of them point here, students most time they are doing the mistake here. Why? Because they confusing the distance all the time. Some of them they accept pivot here, or they accept the distance, for example, only 60. How it will be? Again, I will write that moment equation. Okay, and here this force, it will rotate our beams to this direction, and weight, it will rotate to this direction. As you see that they are opposite directions, so these force moments, force multiply. Okay, what's the distance here? We say that distance must be from the force, okay, it must be until the pivot. So 20 plus 60, all the distance 80. it must be equal to second force 120 multiply. Here distance is equal to from our force until the pivot just 20. Okay, now the force equal to here 30 Newton. Okay, I think it's easy for you, and now you understand these things very well. If you have question, you can write on the comments. See you next videos. Bye bye.